Here we go. A Real Pain is an independent film. It is the writing and directing debut of Jesse Eisenberg, who wrote this script. It's from Searchlight Pictures. It stars Jesse Eisenberg and also Kieran Culkin. They
Yes.
are cousins. They're very close in age. Jesse Eisenberg plays David Kaplan. Kieran Culkin plays Benji Kaplan, and they are off on a trip to Poland to search for their Jewish heritage and roots. Their grandmother recently passed away, and they're going to see the home where their grandmother grew up. Jesse Eisenberg plays David Kaplan, who is super uptight. I mean, really uptight. He's married, young father to a daughter, and Kieran Culkin kind of goes where the wind blows. He's very chill. He tells the truth, even if it hurts. And Jesse's got kind of a stick up his butt. So the combination of David and Benji is a lot of fun to watch, where Benji doesn't care, says whatever, doesn't care if he offends, whatnot. They go on a trip to Poland and are with a tour group of misfits who are there for different reasons to seek out the Jewish experience in Poland and go visit many different historical sites, including ending with a concentration camp. And throughout that process, Benji, played by Kieran Culkin, is outrageous, saying whatever, doesn't care, and it's very funny. It's a very dark sense of humor. And it really is the combination of David and Benji, their kind of yin yang version of themselves, that makes this movie really entertaining. While I would describe it as a comedy, it's got some deeper layers as a drama, especially the storyline involving their grandmother, what she meant, how she described her Jewish experience, the fact that she survived. It's also is a commentary on today's kind of soft culture, where you've got these people, their grandmother, who survived horrific. She survived the concentration camp and went through all of that experience and then her kids ended up being immigrants. And then here we are, the next generation are kind of losers, right? So they reflect upon where they came from and their roots. It's also made entertaining by the eclectic group of people on this tour. Jennifer Grey plays Marsha. She's a divorcee on this trip. Other characters like Kurt Adjawayan plays Eloge, who kind of relates to the Jewish experience. So there's more going on with the other characters. It's also a tight 90 minutes. It's a 90-minute comedy. And I'll say this, I know a lot of other movies are opening this weekend. This is the best movie in theaters that's opening new. It was hysterical. I like dark comedy. Jesse Eisenberg does a great job of, he's really kind of an uptight a-hole throughout this film. And it doesn't overstay its welcome. Quick 90-minute, life-affirming, fun comedy. And I give it a recommend. Definitely a 7 or 7.5 out of 10 for me, and really shows what Jesse, he wrote it, he directed it. It's low budget, and really it focuses on what indie movies do well, which is character-driven comedy while having deeper layers. So recommend A Real Pain. Recommend you see it, Alan. I quite enjoyed it. Just does what a good movie like this should do: entertain and give you things to think about. And Kieran Culkin is the standout. I mean, he is such a jerk and irritant, which completely, the combination of he and Jesse work great. So recommend from me for A Real Pain.
Yeah, I don't think I liked it as much as you did.
Oh, I didn't know you saw it.
No, I saw it at Sundance.
You didn't see it at Sundance. You saw a screener.
Well, I mean, it was part of these Sundance that were available to me because I was approved for Sundance.
I saw this movie in a theater, Alan.
Yeah, and I saw it twice on my television. Which let's say maybe it jades my opinion of it. First of all, do you remember the other movie that we saw about a young person going to their Jewish roots in Poland?
Yes, that was terrible.
Yeah, it was Treasure, starring Lena Dunham, and she gave us a spectacular nude scene in it.
Yeah, it was a similar plot, and it was awful. This one is similar story, going on a tour to visit roots, and this is fun.
Yeah, to me, I think my big issue with this is that there are two storylines that run parallel with each other, and I don't know that they necessarily meshed well. The first plot is this relationship between cousins. Cousins who were once very tight and very close, and now have drifted. And one of them goes on to become a successful family man, a very stable family man, and the other has problems in terms of coping with loneliness, and especially, and it comes to head with the death of the grandmother. And at the same time, you have a storyline of trip through Poland, going over the Jewish history in Poland, ending with a visit to Auschwitz. And I found the two parallel stories to kind of, bump up against each other, because and you mentioned it in the discussion about, one is a very light family drama, and the other is a deadly serious drama about the Holocaust. And it, I think this is what independent films does so well, is that it's able to make these kind of comparisons and these distinctions. But in the end, I just didn't feel like it felt just weird, and it felt off to me. And then Kieran Culkin, look, if you're trying to, I do like movies where actors play unlikable people. Mm-hmm. This one, I felt like you're kind of fighting between whether you like him or you don't like him. And I'll give you an example. During this tour, there's a tour guide who kind of goes through the details of the Holocaust in Poland and what happened to the Jewish people. And he's very, just straightforward narrative, straightforward facts. And then Kieran's character goes after him for that. It's like, people died, and you're just giving me statistics. And during this conversation, he says, "Look, I have criticisms about what you're doing, but this is a safe space, right? So I can speak, right? That's a very woke thing to say, and that really just kind of put me off at that moment. But at the same time, I understand it's a part of the movie, and there are elements of that. So I really have mixed feelings about this movie. Just a lot of things not meshing well in terms of plot elements, but deep down, because it is in the movie, it's a Fox Searchlight movie. I appreciate what they accomplished. I just don't think I got it as well as other people will get it.
I like it. It's like the salted caramel of indie comedies. It's salty but sweet. So they're contrasts, and the contrasts work. It's this dark experience, but Kieran Culkin's character Benji he's definitely the comic relief. But the way he deals with his pain, I thought was very humorous.
Yeah, so I like contrast. I feel like I've seen it better elsewhere. This one, I watched it at Sundance, and I still had the same feelings I had watching it last night.
Well, look, is it better than Red One?
Yes, it is.
It is. So if there's one movie you see, go see A Real Pain.
Of all the movies that came out this weekend, go see A Real Pain. It's the best one of them all.
Jesse Eisenberg is legit. Mm-hmm. He is legit. He wrote and directed this, and kudos to him. I want to see more. So recommend for me.